Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's another Wednesday video. We're inside, it's a rainy day outside. Mr. Scooter, Wilhelmina, and myself are hanging out today. Just got back from the doctors. Want to give you guys a little heads up before this video starts. One of the reasons that the last 3 trip videos you saw were made from one actual outing was because I've been having some super bad health problems and I haven't been able to get out. I've been laid in bed for over 3 weeks since the last trip video was taking place. Kind of sucks to talk about, and I usually just call it my IBS, but the true fact and the reality is it's my hemorrhoids. It's all connected. So IBS is irritable bowel syndrome, but I've been diagnosed with that just through the process of elimination, because I don't have Crohn's, I don't have colitis. I've had scopes and biopsies and all sorts of fun stuff done. And about, when did we live on Bing? 10, 15?
8 years ago.
8?
8.
I thought it was like 10. Around 8 to 10 years ago, probably 9, we'll call it 9, I had internal hemorrhoid surgery here in the city, and I was laid up in bed for how long after?
2 months almost.
2 months. So I just got back right now. I've been having this problem again. So it's my IBS. It's all connected to my butt, and I have internal hemorrhoids and I have external hemorrhoids right now. And it sucks. And maybe you're laughing and whatever. If you are, when you're older, you're gonna understand that this is how it is, and it sucks. And I was shy about it when I first, but this has been going on for a good chunk of my life. So whatever, it is what it is now. That's why in videos you've seen me show you my hemorrhoid cream and talk about anti-diarrhea pills in my kids all the time, because that's a way of life for me.
Yeah.
So, ever since I got back from my last trip, I went on my last trip with hemorrhoids starting, and I said, screw it, I need to go do a trip anyway. So I went and did the trip, came back, and I was pretty okay the whole time, but I came back, and it was really bad once I started going to the bathroom once I got home and stuff. So I just got back from the doctors, like I've been trying to say, and I went to see him last week. We're trying to talk to the specialist now. They're talking about surgery again. So if that's the case,
Might be a couple months before one gets to see him again.
yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do surgery, and I said since the last one, because it screwed me up so bad, that I would never do it again. But it's at the point where it's like, what? The doctor today, he's like, it's not going to go away. You know, it's getting worse. And like, I'm doing all the treatments at home. Will's been checking out like apple cider vinegar, witch hazel, all that stuff I've been doing. Plus, I have the Proctocidal whatever steroid ointment that I put on it, and
Taking steroid medication.
and antibiotics because he thought it was infected and all this stuff. So it's a pain in the old butt. It sucks. Like, it's a real thing. So I'm going to try my hardest to get out this week. Tomorrow I might have an opening, and I might try to get out and camp and do my Walmart challenge around the house here. Not around my house, but in the city, so that I don't have to sit on my butt and drive 9 hours to get somewhere and then camp. But I don't know. Every day is different. Like, I'm sitting on the couch right now. Yesterday I couldn't get out of bed. I was laying with my feet elevated all day.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so butthurt. Joe, why are you so butthurt? That's why I'm so butthurt. So I'm hoping that that's not going to happen. I'm hoping it's going to just get better. I've been doing everything I can to make it just better. And if it will just subside or go away or just relax for a little bit, then I'm not going to get the surgery, and I'm going to continue on and do my my normal camping stuff, because that's what I want to do. So when I don't go camping, it bums me out big time. I get a little like wanderlust kind of feeling, but it does a lot more than that. You guys don't get to watch the videos, and not just that, I become not relevant. You know what I mean? YouTube stops promoting my stuff, and this is my livelihood. I take care of my wife, I take care of my daughter Emerald, and now we have a little baby in there, a little Liam. For sure. That all depend on me. You know what I mean? This is my job. So it really is just kind of waiting and seeing what happens, and hoping and praying that I can get out Okay, so this is a question and answer video, believe it or not, after that 15-minute ramble of butt problems. I hope YouTube doesn't demonetize this video now because that's how silly they are, but... Okay, I asked you guys questions on Instagram. For those of you who don't know, I have an Instagram handle, Joe Robinet Bushcraft, at Joe Robinet Bushcraft. And I asked, I said I was going to do a question and answer video this Wednesday. It's Tuesday today, and I got about 300, let's see, two or 300 questions in a few days on Instagram, so that's pretty good. 230 questions. So I don't know if I'll go through all of them, but we'll read some of them. Thank you guys for asking the questions. Helps me make this video. First question is not a question at all. It comes from JB Rogan. It says, no question, just tell us all about your beautiful boy Scout, please. Well, Scout is a 10-year-old doggo. Got him up in Sault Ste. Marie. We have a lot of info coming about him, actually. Pretty soon we are going to do a video testing his DNA and figuring out exactly what kind of dog he is. Scout's been with us his whole entire life since 8 weeks, 6 weeks? 7, right around in there. And yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. We're not sure what he is. Maybe Belgian Malinois mixed with a German Shepherd. I've heard lots of different things. But like I said, very soon we already did the test and we sent it away, so we're going to have a video doing it all. Should be pretty cool. Lots more info on Scout coming up. Blackie Denova 3, how does it feel to make a profit off of what you do? By the way, I love your videos. Well, thank you very much, Blackie Denova. It feels good. It feels good to be able to support my family well and doing something I like to do. They say if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. That's not true, but it's amazing. I don't have to work a 9 to 5, and I'm extremely grateful for that. Feels good. In between all these questions, I have a lot of people, a lot of comments saying, hope you feel better, and I appreciate that. Thank you. What made me Robert Wallace, what made you so inspired by bushcraft? I don't know, man, living in the city, you know what I mean, not really having access to any of that kind of thing. Not having a dad to really show me, so it was really just left to, I really had no idea. And once I started watching shows like
Survivor was the big one.
Right, but even before that, Anne of Green Gables, and like, I don't know if the Americans know what that is, but like Little House on the Prairie, Grizzly Adams, things like that, shows, movies like that. Fred Penner when he was crawling through his log.
Fred Penner was the best.
Just things that made me notice nature, and then later on Survivor Man, like Will Sang and Ray Mears, Morris Kahansky, things like that. Just
they got you really passionate about the whole thing.
About bushcraft in general, right?
Yeah.
Like going out with a little bit of gear and having some knowledge to be able to be comfortable while you're out there. Yeah, that was my main thing. But
It's just cute.
Riff 1983. What's it like to know you have fans all over the world? It's surreal. I don't even really understand it, to be honest with you. Still, it's every time anybody says, "Hey, Joe," notices me or whatever, I'm taken back. We were in remember in Algonquin?
Yep. It was actually at the beginning of our trip, or no, yeah. Was it no?
You can't do that. You can't just continue to do
It
that.
was like the middle of our trip when we were getting the canoe at the one spot, and we had that guy come up to us, and he was from UK somewhere, or Australia or something, and he was like just so excited to see you. And then at the end of our trip, we were at the other entrance returning to the canoe, and we had that girl come up to us who was like,
That's Christina.
she come up to me and Em, and she was like, "I know you."
Yeah, that's the girl that I got the idea to do the kit. Yeah, the dog. It's called Embark, the dog DNA kit. I saw her do it on her dog, and I asked her about it on Facebook. Yeah, she's a super nice girl. Yeah, we talked to her for a while.
She was super excited. Like, it's almost like, I don't even know the word for it. When people just recognize you, it's like, but I'm nobody.
Yeah, it's surreal. For real, I don't. I'm taken back every single time. And where I live, nobody recognizes me because we're so like urban. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like that. So whenever I leave the city and go camping,
Should say nobody. We were for dinner that one night, and that guy kept looking over, and he was like, "Are you Joe?"
Yeah. Again, lots of well wishes. Thanks, guys. Blackbeard's Workshop. Glad to hear you're feeling better. I'm taking a Boundary Waters trip with 3 others this summer. Any favorite meals worth sharing for groups? You know what? In all honesty, I'm not really the guy to ask for like group meal stuff. Whenever, if you like, you see my videos. If I go with people, we all kind of cook our own because it's all minimalist, right? Like we don't really.
It's all dehydrated meals and
exactly. We're not like gourmet kind of people, really. Even though you can make some good gourmet dehydrated stuff. My favorites would be like a dehydrated chili, which Will makes. What do you put in that chili, real quick?
Ground beef, usually some green peppers, mushrooms, spices and sauce and all that stuff.
So yeah, it's pretty.
It's kind of simple, but it's still. Oh, and I'm making banana bread.
It's ready. Yeah, it's a good chili, or I like a spaghetti, and I'll cook the spaghetti noodles, I'll cook the spaghetti sauce and everything, and have it all ready together, and I'll mix it all up together, and then dehydrate it like that. A lot of people are like, "You're silly for doing the spaghetti noodles that way," but it's the way I prefer to do it because then I know everything's ready at the same time. Super easy. It's just leftovers. It's literally leftovers dehydrated. Yeah, those are my 2. Also, like a quinoa salad, like chicken quinoa stir fry would be good. But with the chicken, you have to, in my experience, you have to cut it super thin. Dice it. Dice that chicken, bro. Francis Dairy 5. When you are on a camping trip or just chilling in the woods, what do you sometimes ask yourself, what the hell am I doing here? No, not really. Like, I go out there. Whenever I used to go out, like when I lived in Sault Ste. Marie and stuff, like it was to explore, it was to learn about what I didn't know about because I wasn't from there. It was to take Scout out, and that's always been my big excuse or reason to have a dog, right? Just because now I get to go to the woods, you know what I mean? I have a complete legit reason for being here. But now it's my job, you know what I mean? And I go there to enjoy nature, I go there to do my job, I go there to work. Excuse me. But it's always good having a dog with you. It's always more enjoyable. It's a reason. People don't really ask, like, what are you doing in the woods, bro? I have a dog. It's like a free pass, right? Like a bike. Like riding a bike. Nobody's going to get that. Mason Sharp. How did you become so successful? That's relative. I'm doing good now. It's taken a long time. It's taken 10 years or so. You know what I mean? Like it was...
It was just a hobby at first, just something fun to do, and it just turned into this.
Yeah, I'm not the guy to really take advice or direction from it. It took a lot longer than it should have, and I'm learning as I go. I did what I loved, and I kept at it, and even when I got like that, it's like that Chumbawamba song, you know, that tub thumping. You get knocked down, but then you get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. Like, I screwed up big time on Alone, man. Like, I was a laughingstock of everyone. This is my genre. This is what I was doing for a long time. And it really was a tough blow. But I didn't let that stop me, and I didn't let the people who said I should stop me. And I just came back stronger than ever. I actually have a video stating, like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to be on the top and stuff. And I did that. It took me about a year or two. Last year was my most lucrative year. 2017 was my year. I grew the most, and I had the most success and biggest videos of my YouTube time. I would just say stick with it. If you want to be successful at something, stick with whatever you're doing, regardless of if people are if there's naysayers telling you you should stop or that you're not going to do it or anything like that. If you really enjoy it or have a passion for something, stick with it. Try your best. Try your best. This is a story all about me. Says, can you do a trip somewhere with no trees? I would love that. Sometimes here in Scotland, there's a lot of places with no trees at all, which means no firewood, no places for tarps. It would be nice to see how you survive, and they put quotes in that situation. Yeah, I would absolutely love to. I think the closest I've been to that is like Dolly Sods in West Virginia.
That's what I was gonna say.
Right?
Yeah.
And Kyle and I went, and I used a freestanding tent, and we did have firewood though, but
it was scarce.
It was scarce, and we did use gas stoves, or little gas stoves we made. Yeah, I would love that. Scotland is on my list, 100%.
We were talking about that this morning. We were watching that video in the desert.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Lucas Jackson says, what was your first time camping? That was probably with my mom when I was really young. She probably took me around here to like the Pinery or something like that, car camping. What was the first beer I drank? Probably something like Canadian or like Blue or something. Something not too decent.
Or Coors. We got all those American ones here.
All right, Stephanie Wisely. This is a question for you, Will. My question is, how is your wife feeling with the pregnancy? I hope you start getting back to feeling like your old self soon.
Well, it was rough in the beginning. The morning sickness was way worse this round than it was with Emerald. So Joey's convinced it's a boy. I'm starting to feel better though. Morning sickness is easing. I can actually eat. With Emerald, I couldn't even be in the house when Joey was cooking meat. I could not stand the smell of meat. And all this baby wants is meat. So.
Boy. Thank you, Stephanie, for your question. Alex says, 3 weeks flat from IBS. Sure that wasn't E. coli or salmonella. Nope, it's my hemorrhoids, like I said earlier. But like I said, I didn't really want to.
You have gotten into that before.
E. coli?
No, not the E. coli, the Giardia.
Giardia, for sure.
Yeah. We weren't sure at first if it was an IBS attack, and it ended up being Giardia.
Yeah. Suck knuckle smokers. It's hard to tell in your videos, but do you let your steaks rest a little after cooking them? Yes, I do, and I've been overcooking them, not on purpose, but it's hard to film and do everything and get your steak done and everything. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. No, I try to. I try to let them rest. But then again, also, sometimes it's outside. It's like in the middle of the winter time. It gets a little chilly.
Cold.
Yeah. But thank you. Suck Knuckle Smokers. Check those guys out. Suck Knuckle Smokers. I think they're from Australia. Kieran Breyer. Question. What knife do you recommend for a beginner, and where can you purchase fire steels? I would recommend a Mora, especially if you want to spend about $100, I believe, a Mora Garberg. But if you want to spend less, like a Mora Companion or Clipper or even the Bushcraft Black, I believe is around $60 if I'm not mistaken. They all come with sheaths. And I started with Moras. I had 3 Moras, remember that?
Yeah.
I had 3 Moras for years. And where can you buy fire steels? Firesteel.com. Firesteel.com is where I would recommend you buy fire steels from. I love their stuff. They have a different, like when you spark it, it's like a glob, right? As opposed to like the Swedish steel, which is a shower, which is good too, but I prefer the glob. Jordan Cook 89. Do you prefer 1-person or 2-person tents on a backpacking or a canoe trip? 1 person. I have my Big Agnes Fly Creek UL1 that I use all the time, and me and Will couldn't get in there at the same time. So whenever Will and I have gone in the past, which has only been a few times canoeing, camping, just each other, we use tarps in the springtime or the fall. Remember in the Hoist Lakes there when the ticks were around? We went to Michigan, and Will's like deathly afraid of bugs and ticks especially. Like who's not? Ticks suck. But
Ticks suck.
yeah, we woke up with them on us. And I promised there wouldn't be any.
There's a nice video of me going, because there was a few in my ankles.
What were you doing? Yeah, I like a 1-person tent though. That was weird. Rhiannon Brittany, do you ever have IBS flare-ups when you're out in nature camping? If so, how do you deal with it? No, I've never once. I've been, when you're out there, I don't know if it's...
I think you're burning so much when you're out there that the food digests so much better than when you're at home in your daily life.
Well, I'm so active. I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I'm drinking a ton of water when I'm out there. I'm eating healthy foods only when I'm out there too, like dehydrated meals. You know what I mean? A lot of bulk, a lot of fiber, a lot of protein. Yeah, no. The one time I came back from Dolly Saws with Kyle, we had to stop and I had an IBS flare up on the way back after. That's what it was. We ate McDonald's in West Virginia, and on the way back I got this really bad flare up and a super bad diarrhea and everything. I was literally like crying, like fetal position in Kyle's truck. It was rough, man.
Yeah.
It still makes fun of me for it. But no, not out in the natures. I'm normally pretty solid.
Yeah, it's hard to be that active here in your normal day-to-day life that you are out there. Your body's working constantly out there. I think it makes your digestive system just that much better because it's constantly digesting the food and using it and burning it.
Maybe. It is hard to be active here. There's nothing around, really.
We go for walks.
Piotr 123G. Oh,
I said it right away. I said the word.
What'd you do?
I said the word. Those ears went up.
It says, are you planning to do a meetup with fans? I did a camp out with a fan. Maybe in a little near future we can do like a bigger meetup. If you could, Logan Williams, if you could go for a week anywhere, where would you go? I don't know. Maybe one of those places like Scotland, or even like a cool place in like.
Where were we looking at before I got pregnant? Although it had all those like treetop things and all those nature things that we were talking about.
Like Norway?
Was it Norway?
Yeah, I've said Norway before too.
Greenland or Iceland?
Oh, maybe.
Those would be amazing
Yeah,
to see.
all those places. Or even in like the Oregon or Washington forest where it's like all super mossy and green.
Yeah.
Melissioner 420. Here's a question. Do you think a small axe is an overrated item and that a larger folding saw is much lighter and to carry and more efficient? No, I don't think a small axe is overrated at all. I think they both have their place for sure. Something like a... Why is my focus down there? Like a saw, like a silky saw, like a big boy or a gone boy or something, it's worth their weight for sure. They are a fantastic saw, but I think even paired up there, it's a better thing. I don't think it's overrated at all though. Like a little like 19-inch hatchet, or unless you're talking about like a Gramsford's Mini, then yes, I would say that's overrated. Or something along those like tiny little belt hatchets that are only like, I don't know, 10, 13 inches. Those are a bit on the small side for my opinion. Like you can't really do too much work with those other than like carving, maybe splitting some small wood. You can take trees down obviously, but it's a lot more work. And in that case, the folding saw would be more efficient in my opinion. D.H. Smith 1212. What's Scout's middle name? Magoots. Alexis Outdoors. Question. Would you be willing to share some tips for your success for brand new YouTubers like myself? Thanks and feel better. Yeah, honestly, man, it depends on what genre you're going into. Like, our genre is completely different than the normal, like, PewDiePie, H3, even, you know what I'm trying to say, though. You need to be yourself. You need to not put on a front to begin with because you're not going to be able to keep that up. Be goofy if you are goofy. That's the kind of thing you want to go for. Just going to check the bread. You have to be yourself, like I was saying. Be original too. You don't want to like copy. You don't want to be doing things that other people have been doing for a long time or be boring. Really, it's a good idea to have all of your social media stuff like linked and like the pictures to be the same, like the profile picture or your banner to be all the same. Just like to have a brand, to build a brand. Yeah, just I don't know, man. The biggest thing, honestly, is just to be yourself.
Show your passion for what you do.
Right.
That's what people love to see, is when you can tell someone really loves what they do.
So, yeah, it wouldn't matter. And then it's your personality, too. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if your hobby is golf or bushcraft or cars, you know what I mean? You just let your personality come through. I'm not saying that you have to be an over-the-top personality. Let your personality come through in the videos. That's why I spend so much time talking, you know what I mean? And just, like, doing little things. Like, it's just, like, I'm trying to make people feel like like they're out there with me, and I think that's what a lot of people pick up on. John Gregg 95. My question is, any tips for my first solo big trip? Yep, have like a good safety kit, have a bailout plan or like a spot system if you're in deep or something like that. Tell people where you are, tell people where you're going to be, your plan. Maybe even leave a note in your car or on your dash. Have fun, you know what I mean? Bring the stuff that you're going to be comfortable with and have fun with. Don't be afraid to bail if you're not having fun. Don't be afraid to bail if you're hurt or worried about getting rained on or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't want your first big solo trip to be
a bad one, a bad experience.
A bad experience. At the same time, I say that, try to push past the dog's tail in the camera. Try to push past the rain. Try to push past the bad stuff, because after that, it's a million times better, and you have so much more pride and more
Sense of accomplishment.
Yep, type B fun. Check out my 5-day solo camping in Algonquin from last May for what I'm talking about, and that trip was rough, and that's one of my most memorable trips I've ever done. I would not change a thing now. Back then, 100%. Changed everything. Feel good, Josh. What's the story behind Scout? What's some of the most memorable moments you have of him? I have a couple videos talking about him, and we're going to do some more a little bit, but one of the most memorable moments I wasn't even there. He saved my wife and kid from a rogue American Bulldog attack, took a bunch of damage to his face, and saved my daughter for sure, so that's the big one. But more to come on Scout. Tempered resolve. Dude, it kills me watching you sit in your camp chair with your feet dangling. Please saw a few inches off the bottom of the legs and makes a world difference, a lot less pain. Yeah, and then he says, merely suggestion. I hear you, man. You know what, if I was set up there for any amount of time, 100% would. I was just there overnight. You know, it's no big deal. I was in and out. When I'm there, I'm not really sitting down. I'm bouncing around, filming and getting different things, playing with the dog. So what you saw of me sitting in the chair was probably the amount of time that I actually did sit in the chair. But thank you. I agree. You're right. Alex McCurdy, 53. What's your preferred trail oil, quotations liquor, or parentheses liquor, to enjoy during trips other than Great Lakes and Sawdust City craft beers? LOL. I like a good scotch, like a Lagavulin is really nice, but I don't really bring that lot, so I would say my most thing that I bring all the time is 40 Creek. She got that wrong. I used to bring rum.
Right. Always.
Yes, it was always Sailor Jerry or
Captain Morgan's spiced rum.
Sailor Jerry. Jerry, try that out, boys.
That was always your go-to.
Yeah, but now it's 40 Creek whiskey, probably the Copper Pot. But again, like, I haven't drank beer since that last trip.
Yep.
I'm not trying to drink. I'm not trying to mess my stomach up anymore. I was so good. I was good for like a year. I felt like I was iron. Get well, Joe. How old were you when you started bushcrafting and camping from Woodsman Outdoors? Early teenager. Reese is 87. Make sure it's IBS and not Crohn's. Sincerely, dude with Crohn's. Thank you. Yep, for sure.
It's a major concern. I'm always worried that they might have missed something because his symptoms get so severe.
Domp 19. Have you ever done mountain climbing? What's the most notable mountain you've climbed or would like to climb? No, I have not. I'd like to start small. Maybe do something with Kyle. I'm not really sure of any. What do you call it? El Diablo's around there? No. He's in Sacramento. We could see it from where we were. So maybe that one. That answers your question. No, I've never done, but I would like to. I'd like to try. There's a lot of things I'd like to try outdoors still. I haven't done much, guys. I haven't done much. Tommy Bradley, 21. What is your profession other than YouTube or before YouTube? Oh, I did a few things. YouTube is my profession now. I worked at a bunch of retail stores when I was young. Worked at Canadian Tire, Tim Hortons.
You managed the pet store?
Managed 2 pet stores. At the university. That was the best job I ever had. I worked for University of Windsor under
Glear.
Yeah, under Glear, which is the Great Lakes Institute for Environmental Research. So I ran the lab. I did extraction. I did mercury and PCB and toxin extractions from fish, from clams, from otter scat, from bear blood, snapping turtle eggs, all sorts of fish, every fish you can imagine.
Going out and getting samples.
Right, yeah, I ran the boat too. I piloted the boat. I was the captain, El Capitan. We would put gill nets out legally. This was for science. It was all in the name of science. Put gill nets out, catch fish, bring them back. We would also do ponar, which is sending down a big claw manually with a rope. It gets down to the bottom of the river or the lake. You'd pull the rope taut, and then this pin shoots out, and then the claw clamps whatever's under there. Sometimes the substrate would have been sand, or sometimes it was straight rock, sometimes it was gravel, sometimes it was zebra mussel, sometimes it was muck, sometimes it was a mix of seaweed and muck and sand and stanky methane, One time I pulled a sawed-off shotgun out of the river, so that was pretty crazy. Right up the Detroit side. Yeah, all those things. I worked my butt off. I support. Well, no, you worked too. We both worked.
Yeah.
We both worked. Sometimes we took turns working, but one was laid off, or. But yeah, we always both worked ever since we got out of school. Up until 2 years ago or so.
Yep.
2 years. Hayes Outdoor. What?
It's been 3 years now.
Yeah, this is the third year.
Yeah.
Hayes Outdoors, my buddy. You guys, check out Hayes Outdoors on YouTube and Instagram. Oh, is that right? Sco didn't like that. Thanks for your recent question on my video, mate. My question is to you, he says this, my question to you is, who are your top 5 bushcrafted camping channels, ones that you actually watch? Peace out, sunshine. And then underneath it he says, yeah, I liked my own comment, what? Well, yours, for one. I like yours, Hayes Outdoors. I like Bryce Newbold. I like Scrambled O. I like, what was I watching today? Oh, Coyote Works. Will and I were watching. I've been watching that for the past couple of days actually because I've been laid up. So I got a newer Jeep recently, and I've been kind of wanting to do like this overland camping kind of thing. So this guy, Coyote Works, I think he's buddies with Primal Outdoors, who is also on YouTube and Instagram. They do overland camping out of their Jeeps and out of whatever the other guy has. Really cool, really cool stuff. Shot well. What? Oh, shot well, very watchable. He went on like a 9-day, 3-state trip with his Jeep. Just freaking cool, man. He's got a Rubicon or something. Really nice. Yeah, those are the ones. Like, I like non-conventional stuff. I to be honest with you, like, the goofier the better for me right now. I'm not trying to sit down and watch like skill videos or like I don't know, stuff like that. What I do also like is like, Clint Zold, my buddy, like he hasn't put out a video in forever. Zold Outdoors. He'll go and do like a 7 or 8 day trip in his canoe with like 5 dogs, just swimming behind him, just shooting birds to eat and stuff. Really cool. I like stuff like that, like adventure stuff. I actually literally just watched yesterday because I'm planning something for myself. Lily's Canadian wilderness adventures, stuff like that. More like living out there for extended periods of time, which I want to do. I want to do that soon. Kent Survival, I've been watching him too. Kent Survival, maybe it's a small channel. All these are all small channels, all smaller channels.
But interesting.
Yeah, that's why, because I just haven't seen them. They're interesting. They're different. Rach Grass 27. Have you ever been spooked in the bush? Get well. What?
I'm just thinking of that. You and Doug.
Yeah, Doug and I got spooked with the tent thing. His stupid tent. We did like a however long 8-day trip, 7-day trip. End of the trip, great time. Freaking sitting around reflecting. Just got dark. Like 20 feet away, we hear this like. Sorry, Scout. But louder, like just so loud. It sounded like wood. Come on, come back up here. Like wood hitting wood, and just one. And we were like, oh man, is that Sam Squanch? What's going on? But yeah, I know. We found out in the morning his tent pole had broken and it slapped the fly with like super torque and just, yeah, crazy. What amount of days was my longest camping trip ever? Probably 9. I think 9 days. I'd like to beat that this year. That's from Chili Factor. Alright guys, sorry about that. My mommy called. Will's talking to her now. So that's going to wrap up the video. I think I've rambled on long enough. Thanks to everyone who sent in the questions. Sorry to the people who I didn't answer. That will be for the next video. Those questions will still be on my Instagram, so I'll be able to pull them up, no problem. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Joe Robinet Bushcraft. If you want to follow me, if you want to sub here, I would appreciate that. Hit the bell notification so you get notified when I put out a video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you're still around listening to it. I'm really going to try to get out tomorrow to shoot the Walmart overnighter, so I'll have that up for Friday. Wish me luck, guys. Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.